I might just give that a little bit of a tap. Trouble with these big boards, because I didn't allow it to season. Normally what you would do if you were machining this to size, and you saw at the beginning of the video it was outside, I would rough cut this and then skim it and then just let it sit for 2 or 3 days to acclimatise. But what I've done, I've brought it in from the really hot sun. It's about, oh, I don't know, 32, 34 degrees out there. Brought it in here to an air-conditioned workshop that's running at 20 degrees at the moment. But the real temperature, I'll tell you what the real air temperature is. 23 degrees, so there you go. And the heat's changed, the moisture content's changed, so it will cup on you a bit. And there we have it. And it's gone home nicely. If I look down there, that's home on both sides, which is what I want. Have you figured out what we've done yet? It's a stool or a table. It doesn't really matter. But what I want to do is just dress up these ends and put these rails on there for rigidity as well as design feature, I suppose. So we'll just measure those out and see how much we need. Mark them off with a pencil. And then we'll go and dock those to size. Now we can nail them on, we could glue them on, or then we're in the mood for using the dado. I think I'm going to put some dados on there. So work out where they need to be positioned here. And to do that, we've got to get everything home and square. So bring that in. That's square, that's square. This should be the length of that. And it is. We've already got the dado saw set up at this width. So let's go and run these through the dado. And we'll do the same depth. So everything's going to be exactly the same. We'll just cut a couple of dados. Now before you do this, of course, make sure that this is square and parallel, because we have to go from one side here and then turn it over. And so if this edge is nice and straight and it's against the fence, you're going to get a nice 90-degree dado. But when we do the other side, we have to turn around this side, and if it's not parallel, this dado won't be square to the known edge. So just make sure it's dressed all the way around. Put it up to the fence, saw on, dust extractor on, one dado. Now because before we were a little bit tight, we should be tight here too, which we are. What I've done is knock the fence just a smidgen, if you know how big a smidgen it is, not very much, away from the blade. So I'm going to take just a hair's breadth off the inside, and that should give us the right fit. You can't even hear it being sawn off. But I think, there you go, that's what we need, just so it'll fit in. And I'll do the same to the other side on the other one as well. What that does, of course, it just saves us a bit of time. Goes there. Now, we could put this here as a brace if we wanted to, but I just really want to have it up the top here. So now we're going to have to take some off the inside top. So when we put it all together, it's going to clip onto the legs here on the side and also into the top. So all I'm going to do now is just mark this part here, set it up so the inside of the blade is just level with that pencil mark. The grip is the thing to have in this situation. Dusty on, and here we go. There you have it. To the other one. Turn the saw off. Now that locks in there and sits nicely. I don't like this sharp corner. So what I want to do is measure down just below the thickness here. I'll just mark a line down there and we'll take that sharp corner off. And for that I'll just come over to the docking saw and I'm just going to cut that angle. So now, all things being equal, which they should be, that fits on there, that fits on there, and that pulls up nicely there. There we have the makings of a stool. And we'll do the same to the other side. Now, one thing that makes this stool a bit rickety is the fact that it has these straight edges along here. That's a lot of contact on the floor. So if you've got a slate floor or a concrete floor and it's a little bit uneven, this is going to rock. So we have to reduce the contact area. In other words, take something out so it's going to be more stable. So what I think would look good is if I drew an arch in there, or you could do a V. Now we'll do an arch. All right, so I've got something to make a circle with.